Welcome back to another episode of TPC. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone on here. We got some games today. We got NFL games. They're going to be phenomenal games. Let's go to the full breakdown of these games. And let's start with the Lions versus Packers game, pretty much. So, in Lions, of course, in Detroit. Earlier this year, the Packers beat, Lions in a dominant fashion week 1. But this Lions offense is wholly different now. But this Packers defense is a little, still the same, but they're consistent. Micah Parsons is, in the roster, of course, getting reached 10 sacks last week against, the Minnesota Vikings. But the Minnesota Vikings are not like the Lions, if anything, though. Looking at this game, okay? Both these teams right now, bound for the divisions, second place pretty much. I mean, you get the Bears 8-3, Packers 7-3-1, and the Lions 7-4 and third place in the division. It's kind of crazy right there. Okay, the big factor in this game, if I have to say, you look at this game. Lions are fair at 3.5, and Jared Goff coming off a great game last week against, I believe it was, the Giants also. I mean, the defense, though, did not look really good in that game. That's a big factor. It was a total of 1,000 yards in that game. James Winston was going off a little bit. It was 27 to, I believe, 17 one point in that game. And it looked like it was going to be the Giants, pretty much. The Giants had momentum, looking phenomenal in this game, but kind of like shot themselves in the foot a little bit. I mean, we know the Giants are not one of the best teams in the organizations or in the NFL and everything. We know they're going to tank. They're 2-10 now, and Winston was phenomenal last week. And Lace with Tracy, and then Walter Robinson, phenomenal game. Gibbs 219 yards last week, 2 touchdowns with the 69-yard touchdown also to be in overtime. I mean, they had to win that game in a gritty battle with the Giants. This defense, I don't know if the defense is going to look like this. I'm worried how Green Bay's going to look because we know when Jordan Love is not like no pressure, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the thing. But if he's under pressure, he's, a little miscatch, a little bit kind of like that. He's kind of lost out there. And I know LaFleur, his gameplay has to be a little better, if anything. Last week the defense was a big help with anything. And Wilson also the backup running back with Josh Jacobs. And Josh Jacobs will play this game this week. So we'll see how that goes. But both these teams need this game, of course. And second place, battle for the division. I mean, look at this. Last year we had this game, I believe. It was the Lions-Packers last year, 2024. I think it was a blowout last time in this thing. If I'm trying to remember if they did play them. If I'm correct. My bad, it was Lions-Bears. In 2023, it was a blowout. That's all I remember. It was kind of flip-flop right there, okay? So, my bad with that. So, the Lions won last year against the Bears, of course, in a 23-20, okay? But last time they played each other, it was a blowout fashion. The Packers just dominated that game against the Lions. Pretty much bringing Jordan Love's breakout game right there. I think now I remember that. And Christian Watson had a phenomenal game. And Christian Watson will be playing this game also. So, yes. The thing about this game, the Packers, they beat them before already. I mean, the Packers can sweep the Lions this year, and it'll be the first time in a while, if anything. And also, Ragnoll is back for the Lions, and that is, I don't know if he's playing this game. If he's playing this game, it would be kind of crazy. That's a big boost for the Lions, and Lions fans are freaking out because, he retired. It was kind of shocking and everything. Post-draft also, it was kind of like random. And now him coming back in good shape, they say, maybe they could build a Super Bowl run. Maybe if they get this win over the Packers and go second place in the division, 8-4 right there, that will build some momentum. And then they got the Cowboys next week. We'll talk about the Cowboys in a second. Building momentum, of course, though. That's a big factor in this. And that's the thing is you got to be the hottest team coming to the playoffs. This year, you don't know who's going to win this year. It is all in the open. It's all in the right there, except maybe the Rams. But the Rams do got to play the Lions in L.A., so in a couple of weeks. So we'll see how that goes. But any team can go off. It just really depends on the hottest team. The Packers, the defenses can carry. Josh Jacobs is a big factor. The run game has been the biggest factor for this team this season. I mean, Jordan Love, he comes out a little bit, but I mean, when he's under pressure, he's not good. That's the thing. And then when he plays a defense that is actually decent, he kind of falls off. I mean, you look at this game last week against Minnesota. I mean, that defense, we know Minnesota's defense is solid, and that game was 87 yards by J.J. McCarthy. I mean, 9 was just terrible. 2 picks. Self-sack, pretty much. It was just, the Packers defense dominated, pretty much. But you look at him against top defenses or decent defenses, he doesn't show up. I mean, the games I give examples, pretty much, is the Cleveland Browns this year, the Panthers this year, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. Not even gonna say Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh sucks this year. Pittsburgh just sucks. They're building momentum though. Their run game's been decent. But like top defenses, they don't show up. And I know they beat them earlier this year, but that defense was totally different and different team right there, building that kind of chemistry right there. So we'll see how that goes. That's just a big thing. That's my factors. Can Jordan Love show up against a decent defense? And the Lions defense has been mediocre, but like we'll see how it does. The run game, Josh Jacobs was playing this game. Of course, I said that earlier. We'll see how that goes. I mean, if he doesn't play or if he's not the hot hand, Wilson can do it. I mean, Wilson had a phenomenal game last week, and he looked really good. So, pretty much, yeah. In the last game against, Jordan Love had 2 touchdowns also, 188 yards. So, it's still the defense. I mean, the defense has been the big factor in both these games, not Jordan Love in the run game. So, if the Packers want to win, I think you keep the running game going, dominate the run game. You saw what the Giants did last week with the run game a little bit in the pass game. Do that. Build off that. Build the play action also. The play action I've been seeing has been killing the Lions lately. So if you get the play action going, let Jordan Love sit back there, I think this team will be fine. But if they can't, I think the Lions' run game is going to be straight dominating against this Packers team. And I know this Packers team just spends so much on this defense and the pass rush with Micah Parsons. We'll see how Micah does this week and Rashawn Gary. We'll see how that goes. If I had to pick a team, I'm taking the Lions. I think the Lions will not get swept. I don't think they will get swept this game. I think they're going to just split the series 1-1, building momentum, going to face Dallas next week, and we'll see how that goes. And that's going to be a primetime game, Monday night, I believe. So it's going to be phenomenal. I can't wait for this game. I mean, all these games are phenomenal. So, yeah. So give me Detroit. And if the run game looks good with Gibbs again and Amon St. Brown, and J-Dub didn't really do anything crazy last week. That's another thing. That it's just the one thing. J-Dub can just come out of nowhere and just shock the world. So it's just this offense is so good. I mean, it does ride on Jared Goff though. If he's throwing the ball turnover like the Philadelphia game, this team won't win. And you take away Gibbs, because Gibbs is literally their special weapon. They're like utility player, like their switch starting knife, if anything. If they don't know how to use them, they're screwed. So, Jared Goff, we'll see. No turnovers, no pressure. They'll be fine. Because that last time he played Green Bay, it was not perfect, I have to say. Let me see the stats for last game, because that last game was not the best. That's the last game by Jared Goff. If I remember, it was very lackluster. Gotta see this. Man, Jared Goff. Yeah, 225 yards with a touchdown. Had an interception also. Not the best of 39 attempts, also 31. I mean, they almost came back in the game, but it was one point. It was just blowout. I mean, I know the offense is different though. This is a whole different type of offense. We'll see how this goes in this game. Enough talking about this game, okay? Let's talk about my Dallas Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs coming in to Dallas. Patrick Mahomes' homecoming game, pretty much. Playing it. I mean, last time he played in this stadium, I mean, this guy faced my Baylor Bears also, 56-34, dominated with 6 touchdowns. I mean, this guy has pretty much owned AT&T when he was in college, pretty much. So, this game, we look at this coming in. Oh, my bad, it's Thursday night game against the Cowboys. My bad with that. We look at this game with the Chiefs and the Cowboys. If I can get this up. Kansas City is favorite in this game by 3 points right now. Not anything crazy. I mean, both these teams coming off comeback wins. I mean, the Chiefs 20-9 against the Colts. It looked like they were done in the fourth quarter, and they came back in this game, won in overtime, 23-20. And then you had another game, of course. Cowboys coming back 21-0. And there was 21-0 at one point, and they scored 24 unanswered points pretty much. So they came back in that game. So both these teams coming off momentum. The Chiefs are trying to both of them battling for a wild card spot or for the division maybe. Both these teams need this game, because if the Cowboys win this game, they're still up there with the Eagles trying to keep pace, and we'll see how the Eagles do on Black Friday. We'll see how that game goes. Also, I'll talk about this game also later in this video. Also, kind of building that, and then you have the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs. We know the Chiefs can start hot. They are unbelievable, man. If they can build momentum after this game, and keep building and keep building. I mean, they still got to play the Broncos again. They got to play the Chargers again at home, and they got to play the Texans. It can come together if they can do it. If they do it, it is dangerous because you do not want Mahomes in the playoffs because we know what the Chiefs are in the playoffs because Mahomes is the best quarterback in the playoffs. We know that. And this man shows up no matter what, no matter the game, and that man does phenomenal. So that's the big thing about Mahomes. For the Chiefs, I mean, I don't think anyone's out. I think no Pacheco still. Kareem Hunt is still the main back in this game. And Rashee Rice coming off a breakout game also with that. With his 140 yards in that game. Pretty much went off. This is just... I don't want to bet against my Cowboys. I mean, this is a big factor. I mean, the Cowboys, George Pickens is going off. CeeDee Lamb had a terrible game last week. I think he'll bounce back, of course. I don't know how the secondary is going to catch up with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, but that pass rush, Spagnuolo, I saw this thing. Spagnuolo against the Dak career, pretty much, he is terrible. Dak is not his best against Spagnuolo in that defense. He does not show. He's 48, like average 48 QBR. That was his first two rookie seasons, his rookie year, and then week 1 against them, and then the other game was 35. I think it was 35-20, I believe, the other Giants game, and then of course Spagnuolo went to Kansas City. Rest is history, pretty much. So. And then you played him again in Kansas City a couple years ago in 21. It was 19-9. Dak didn't look that good. The offense looked lackluster. It just didn't look good in that game. So Spagnuolo knows how to play against Dak. Okay, but this Dak is different. This Dak is just on a tear. Like this Cowboys team is building. This Cowboys team after losing Marshall and Nealon is different. They're each other, they're grouping around, and they're trying to find ways to win. Like that discipline they had last week, they did not blink. They went in locker room, locked in after 21-7, and boom, came back in that game. That's the thing, is this defense is different too. The offense is different with George Pickens. George Pickens, that man's the best player in the NFL when it comes to one-on-one catch, in my opinion. That man will catch anything. And if over the top, I mean, you still got CeeDee Lamb in the middle, can catch anything if he does catch the ball. And Drake Ferguson underneath. I mean, in the run game, Javonte Williams, he's a power back unless he doesn't fumble the ball. In the O-line, Tyler Booker last week, the O-line did phenomenal last week against the Eagles. And the Eagles, they already blitzed last week, and they're known for the blitzing a little bit. Jalen Carter got locked up. The D-line just did nothing against the Cowboys, pretty much. So, that Cowboys O-line, I know there's no Kighton. We'll see how that goes with no Guyton against the Kansas City Chiefs. But the Chiefs don't have Trey Smith also in this game. So, even match right there. So, both they're missing one of their good O-linemen, both teams. So, a little pick apart there. And then since the defense got Quentin Williams and Logan Wilson, the run defense has been phenomenal. Limiting Saquon Barkley 63 yards and 7 rushes last week against Monday night against the Raiders, 22 yards. So the run game's been phenomenal. Limiting it, taking away the run game, not forcing quarterbacks to pass the ball on you, and it means Quentin Williams has one-on-one, and Osa has one-on-one. Everyone has one-on-one, and Donovan Aziri, that man's one of the run down threats pretty much, running down the ball. He pretty much sets the edge, dude. That man does not let the ball go on his side and sets the edge and force, tackles for loss, because I think he's leading the rookies for tackle for losses right now, if I'm correct. But the defense is the game better. But I know this is Mahomes. This Mahomes guy is going to find a way. Mahomes just finds a way. It's so annoying because you're like, it's Mahomes. He finds a way always. And I don't know... this game, the Cowboys win this game, they go into Detroit with momentum. Because they can't afford, the Cowboys stretch, they cannot afford losing this game and Detroit game. You have to lose at least one to go 10-6. If you want to build momentum and win the division somehow or make a wild card play, you can only afford one loss in this next 2 weeks. That is it. If you win both, your division is yours. I think Philadelphia would choke it some way, somehow, because the NFC East don't repeat. They don't repeat. It hasn't happened since 2003, so I will stand up on that pack, and I will stand on that, okay? So, yes. The Chiefs, though, they haven't lost the division since 2014, since 2015 was the last time they lost the division, okay? To the Denver Broncos, also. It's just going to be a little different. It's just going to be a little different. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to take my Cowboys. I think Dak Prescott's going to have a phenomenal game. It's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be 35-30 in this game. Game-winning field goal maybe by Aubrey. The run game is going to be really good. It's just that Spagnuolo comes out of nowhere and does something crazy always with his blitz packages, the DBs, some way, somehow. So I think Dak will throw a pick in this game probably. If he has a perfect game, I'm going to lose my mind. Because last week the offense just didn't look good. Turpin's fumble, Dak's interception in the end zone because the CD just wanted to go for just can't catch the ball, just not looked good. So hopefully the Cowboys start red hot quick and build momentum in this game for that, and limit the big plays by Kansas City, by Rashee Rice and Mahomes, of course, and Worthy. I mean, it is going to be tough, and Travis Kelce, of course. I mean, last time the Chiefs came in AT&T, they had that one Hail Mary play of Tyreek Hill, and I was like in shell shock. Cowboys did win that game though, also, so against Alex Smith and those guys before Mahomes though. So yeah. Give me my Cowboys. I think the Cowboys will get in this game. I think they just got to limit the big plays. Force pressure on Mahomes, and let Mahomes run under stress, and just have a great defense performance. That's the big thing, is the defense has to show up. I trust the offense is going to have high scoring. It really just depends on that, though. So, we'll see how that game goes. The late game. Okay. The 3-8 Bengals versus the 6-5 Ravens. Okay. So, Joe Burrow is back. Joe Burrow is back in this game. I'm excited. Can Joe Burrow lead this team 9-8, have a crazy turnaround? This division is still wide open. I mean, the Ravens are 6-5. They started 1-5, and they came back in this division. I know their stretch has been easy. They still came back to the division because the Steelers just somehow choke. They'll everyone's going to, okay, the Steelers, they're going to finish 9-8, and the Bengals are going to finish 9-8, and the Ravens are going to finish 9-8. That's my prediction on everything. It's going to be 9-8, 9-8, 9-8. Some way, somehow, this division is going to be tied up, and Steelers win the division some way. Maybe. We'll see. And the big factor in this game for the Ravens, the defense has been getting better throughout the coming weeks, and Jamar Chase is coming back from suspension also. So, I mean, the run game is getting better right now for the Ravens. I mean, if Cincinnati has allowed, Derrick Henry averaged 86 yards right now with 4 touchdowns scored, per game right now. It's not looking greatest with that right now. So, yeah. Lamar Jackson, 1-2 in primetime games this year so far, with the Week 1 game and then the Miami game. I don't know what the other game was, though. But he's 21-7 career-wise also. You just look at this game. Joe Burrow's coming back, though. That's the thing, is it's Joe Burrow. He's, back. And we saw what the games last year, dude. Lamar and Joe Burrow came down to the wire both times. OT both times for the both teams. It was insane for these games. I just remember Thursday night game, and then after 12 o'clock game, it was insane. That defense just sucked. Joe Burrow tried his best to carry this team to the playoffs last year, 9-8, and if the Bengals miss back 3 years in a row because of their defense or some injury, there got to be some changes in the organization. I think Zach Taylor got to go and put a new coach in and see how that works. Maybe some different coaches. Because this offense is too good, man. And with T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, the run game's a little lackluster, and the O-line got to get better. And Joe Burrow, we know Joe Burrow's one of the best in the league when he's healthy. So we know if he gets a pocket or something like that, that man's going to throw a dime to one of those guys, deep threat guys. So, yeah. The thing is, I want to take the Bengals this game, but I think the Ravens should win this game. But the Bengals somehow win a game against the Ravens on the road, and they just build their momentum with Joe Burrow. And Joe Burrow looks like he's not like that. He's still right there, didn't miss a beat. The Bengals should win this game in a good fashion. But they haven't beat them last year. It's been a while since the Bengals beat the Ravens. It's just, if the Ravens defense can show up against this Bengals and just force pressure on Joe Burrow and the O-line not do anything, the Ravens should dominate in this game. But it's going to be high scoring. I think it's going to go back and forth. Joe Burrow knows how to play against this Ravens defense really good, especially Jamar Chase. So I don't know who's the injury players for this game, pretty much. I don't know too much. Let me see who's the injury bug for this team for the Bengals. No Marco Wilson for them. Wait, what? Oh, wow, I'm wrong. Wow, T. Higgins is not playing this game. I did not know that. Wow. Zach Taylor's still out for this game. Okay, you still got Joe Burrow, though. Okay, so it's going to be the Joe Burrow-Jamar Chase game. Okay. Oh, wow, I did not know that. That's on me. I did not know T. Higgins is not playing this game. Wow, that is insane. Okay, so you have no T. Higgins. That's big. No T. Higgins? I might have to take the Ravens in this game if there's no T. Unless Jamar Chase just wants to look like him rookie self. I mean, just goes crazy. Like the spin moves back in the day. I mean, that guy was crazy rookie year. This game for the Ravens, they look healthy. I mean, they still don't got not healthy, but like I mean, Muke's also out, Washington's out. You still got missing pieces, of course. Not everyone is back, but Roquan, Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton has been the big factor for this team, and that's the thing. Kyle Hamilton has been really good coming from the back end of the box. He's been the carrying of this defense right now. So if he does a big play and limit the big plays with Joe Burrow in the pass game and forcing him like under pressure, I think the Ravens should dominate. So give me the Ravens in this game. I think the Ravens should win this game in a comfortable fashion. So yeah. I'm gonna talk about the Black Friday game also with this. Okay, hit both games. Let's hit the Thanksgiving games, of course. Let's hit with the Black Friday game. Okay. Philadelphia and the Bears. Philadelphia, of course, coming off their loss against the Cowboys, 21-0. And it was a very choking moment for this team. Not the best. And the Bears, they're beating opponents. They're finding a way to win. They're finding many ways to win. It is impressive. Very impressive. It's in Philadelphia. And Philadelphia's 4-1 at home. The Bears are 4-2. First place in the division, of course. Eagles are fair in 7.5 in this game. Wow, that's crazy. Caleb Williams been really good. Past games, he's looked phenomenal. I mean, his last game against, of course, against the Steelers with 3 touchdowns, 238.9 yards, looked phenomenal in this game by him. I mean, the Steelers, I know there was no Aaron Rodgers. The defense didn't show up much for the Bears. Pretty much, Mason Rudolph had a solid game against this team. But we look at this right now. His last five games, 7 touchdowns and 1 interception. Caleb Williams is playing really good football right now. And the same with DeAndre Swift. And the rookie from Rutgers. I forget his name. Miguel or something like that. Miguel. I don't know how to say him. He's been consistent also. So those guys have been looking really good in the run game. And I'm really proud about Caleb Williams, man. This guy's looking good. He's looking good. Both these teams, of course, need this game to keep their playoff contentions alive for the division. Both first-place divisions also. With that, I mean, the last 7 games, for the last 5 games for DeAndre Swift, I mean, he's been averaging 46 point yards per carry, 2 touchdowns. I mean, 354 yards. I mean, solid right now. Solid. So, I mean, last week, I mean, he didn't have his best game, though. That's another thing. He just didn't have his best game. But other than that, the rush defense, teams against the rush defense did not have really good. He shows up. I mean, Minnesota, Giants. The Saints game was his breakout a little bit. Both running backs had a breakout game in that game. So, but we saw what the Eagles did last week, okay? The Eagles kind of fell apart, and the offense started red hot. It looked like everything was going well. But if the defense doesn't get stops and the offense doesn't score, if the defense doesn't get enough stops, they depend so much on their offense, and the offense take away the run game, take away Saquon, because Saquon's not even a factor anymore. I mean, the run game's not existing for this team. Lane Johnson, I don't even know if he's back this week for Philadelphia, if I'm correct. Let me see that, because if he's not playing this game, that's a big red flag right there for this team. So, Philadelphia, okay. Andrew Mbuka, he got hurt last week in the Cowboys game. Saquon is questionable in this game. Blankenship's questionable in this game. Let me see if I can get this loaded. Sorry. It's just okay. Landon Dickerson, questionable. Didn't practice thing. Lane Johnson, questionable. So a lot of questionable players right now. Okay, that's a big thing. If their O-line does not show up, because Philadelphia depends so much on their O-line with the run game and the pass game, and see Jalen Hurts can make a play with his feet pretty much at that point. And he did not do anything last week because the guy kind of sold his team because they had punt, missed field goal, punt, fumble. So a lot of they just choked big time in the Dallas game. It was bad. And they had an opportunity to win the game after Dallas didn't score a touchdown. They could have went and drove down the field, kicked away, game field goal for themselves. But that 3rd and 2, man, they got that sack. Osa got sacked, and man, it was just bad, man. So, but the Bears, I mean, this year, the Bears, they find a way to somehow win. That's the thing. The Bears just find some way to win every single game. Because Minnesota game, kick the game-winning field goal. Cowboys game, they dominate. Raiders game, game-winning field goal. Commanders game, game-winning field goal. Dominate game against the Saints with the run game. Ravens game, got it kind of exposed. Bengals, game-winning touchdown with Lovinson. Giants game, comeback game right there for this team. I mean, they were up 20-10 one point, I believe, in that game. It was comeback in that game. Minnesota, game-winning field goal. Steelers, defense showed up in that game with the final play right there for this team. It's just there's always something. Like, Bears fans, I'm sorry. Like, they're giving you heart attacks right now. Not looking good, okay? As a Cowboys fan, I need the Bears to win. I need the Bears to win so bad to build that momentum for the Cowboys and help each other out. And the Bears will be 9-3 at this point, and the Eagles will drop 8-4. Cowboys right there. I think Philadelphia loses this game. I think Philadelphia, with Lane Johnson out still, if he doesn't play this game, I think they won't win. Because they depend so much on Lane Johnson for this team to be successful, because Lane Johnson is their guy. And A.J. Brown had a breakout game last week, and that's another thing. I looked at this right now, okay? A.J. Brown, breakout game. Devontae Smith had a phenomenal game. Receivers looked good, but the first half, good. That was the first half. Second half, no one showed up. No one. And another thing, they stopped running the ball. When they don't run the ball with Saquon Barkley, they fall apart. And this team depends so much on Saquon Barkley's ability to make the big plays. If he doesn't make big plays, this depends on Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts, we've seen this year so far, when he leads on him, except the Minnesota game, nothing happens good. Nothing looks good. And he has to throw the ball like 30 times, 20 times plus. It's not his winning format. That's not Eagles' format. They run the ball. Jalen Hurts has 80 yards, 100 yards. That's their winning format. If they don't do that, they don't win. So, if the Bears just force Jalen Hurts to beat you and you take away the run game, I think the Bears win this game. So I'm going to take the Bears. I'm going to take them. And I think the Bears are going to do this. I'm going to be 9-3 and the Eagles drop 8-4. That's my prediction in this game. So, yes. So thank you all for joining me for this episode of TPC, and like and subscribe, and have a great Thanksgiving and a great Black Friday also.